Hi students and friends, this is your teacher and host Sayyid Ayazuddin Haider and you are watching Learn and Teach by Sayaz. So I was doing the paper 0620 and I'm done till paper 22. This time I have selected the paper 23 and as you already know that I was doing May-June 2023. So straight away I'm going to start the paper. Question number 1. Nitrogen is heated in a balloon which expands slightly. Which statements about the molecules of nitrogen are correct? Number 1, they move further apart. This is correct. Number 2, they move more quickly as the particles gain energy. This is also correct. Number 3, they remain the same distance apart. This is not correct because if you provide heat, the distance will also change between the particles. Their speed remains unchanged. This is also incorrect because the speed will also vary. In fact, the speed increases when you provide heat to the molecule. So obviously, choice A will be the right answer for this question. Number 2, the diagrams represent some elements, compounds, and mixtures. Here we have number 1, 2, 3, 4. Which row describes the numbered substances? So if you look at the number 1, it clearly indicates that there are two different kind of atoms or elements joined together, and this is compound. These are the molecules of compounds. In number 2, you can clearly see that there are two different type of compounds present, so it's a mixture of compounds. In 3, we have molecule of the element because you can see there are same type of atoms joined together forming element. What about 4? We have mixture of elements. So straight away choice B will be the right answer in this case. In B, number 1 is compound, number 2 is mixture of compounds, number 3 element, number 4 mixture of elements. Number 3, two atoms X and Y have the same mass numbers but different atomic numbers. Which statement about X and Y is correct? A, they have the same number of protons. This is incorrect. The reason is that they have different atomic number. Atomic number is also proton number. And you can work out the number of protons and electrons if you know the atomic number. So choice A is incorrect. They can't have same number of protons. B, they have the same number of electrons. This is also incorrect. If the number of proton or the proton number is different, they will definitely have same number of electrons because these are the atoms. We don't have any ion in one of these. Number C, they are in the same group of the periodic table. Now different atomic number, you can have these in the same group, but you can see they are saying they have same mass number. It is possible that atoms of different proton number can be in the same group, but you can't have same mass numbers. Now number D, they have different number of neutrons. This is the only choice left which will be correct because they must have different number of neutrons. as they have different number of protons, but the mass number is same. They can have different number of neutrons due to the presence of different number of neutrons. They can have same mass number. Here they have applied the logic of isotopes. The isotopes, they have different number of neutrons, and after adding up the different number of neutrons, that is AR, you will get the mass number. They have different number of neutrons in case of isotopes. Number 4, a sample of pure iron contains 3 isotopes only. We have percentage abundance of isotope and the isotopes. We have isotope Fe(N), Fe54, Fe56. The iron in the sample has a relative atomic mass of 55.9. What is the value of N? Well, you can make the equation. You have the isotope N, its percentage abundance is 2. So we will write 2N for this, plus we have percentage abundance for 54. Isotope 54 is 6. So you will multiply 6 by 54, plus we have percentage abundance 92 for the isotope 96. So 92 multiplied by 56 and divided by 100. The AR is given, which is 55.9. So we will get 2N plus 6 multiplied by 54 is equal to 324, plus 92 multiplied by 56 gives 5152, divided by 100 is equal to 55.9. Now we have to multiply 55.9 by 100 and we will get 5590. 55.9 multiplied by 100. You see 5590 is the answer. Now if you'll add 324 to 5152, you will get 5152. 5476. 2N plus 5476. Now if you subtract 5476 from 5590, 5590 minus 5476, we will get 114. Then you will divide 114 by 2. You will get the value 57. So C will be the right answer for this MCQ. Magnesium oxide is a white solid at room temperature and pressure. Part of the structure of solid magnesium oxide is shown. Key Mg2 plus magnesium ion, O2 minus oxide ion. 3 statements are listed. Number 1, magnesium ions are smaller than oxide ions because they contain fewer electrons. The statement is correct, which means that they are having fewer electrons. Sorry, the statement is wrong, because if you look at the position of magnesium and oxygen, this is oxygen and here we have magnesium. The atomic number of oxygen is 8 and magnesium is 12. Magnesium, there are 12 electrons, oxygen 8 electrons. Now in case of Mg plus 2, these are the electrons. In case of Mg plus 2, the number of electrons become 10. And in case of oxide ion, that is -2, O -2. The electrons is also 10 this time because it has gained 2 electrons. So this statement is wrong. Number 2, magnesium oxide has a good electrical conductivity when molten because the ions are mobile. This statement is correct. 3, magnesium oxide has a high melting point because of strong electrostatic attraction between the ions and delocalized electrons in the giant lattice. This is incorrect because electrostatic attraction is between the oppositely charged ions, not between ions and the delocalized electron. So only statement number 2 is correct. So choice D will be the right answer for this question. Let's move to next question. Number 6, in which molecule are all the outer shell electrons involved in covalent bonding? Now I'm showing the electrons involved in the covalent bonding so that we can easily decide that in which molecule all the outer shell electrons are involved. For Cl, if you look at the position of Cl, it's in group 7. Here we have 7 valence electrons. So for Cl, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For another Cl, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this can't be the right answer because not all the outer shell electrons involved in covalent bonding. What about CH4? Here we have C. C is in group 4, which means it has 4 valence electrons. Hydrogen have 1 valence electron. So we have 1 carbon and 4 hydrogen. Each hydrogen having 1 electrons, 1 its valence electron. What about carbon? 4 of its valence electrons. These are the 4 valence electron. This looks correct to me because all the electrons of carbon as well as hydrogen are involved in covalent bonding. For your convenience, I am doing the other choices, that is part C. We have between H and Cl, we have hydrogen atom, and this is chlorine. For hydrogen, we have 1 valence electron. Chlorine, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is incorrect. Number D, we have 1 nitrogen and 3 hydrogen atoms. 1 electrons for each hydrogen atom, 1, 2, 3. Look at the position of nitrogen. It's in group 5. So it means it must have 5 valence electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is also incorrect. B is the right answer for this question. Number 7. Which row describes the properties of silicon 4 oxide? Is it a giant covalent structure? Yes, it's a giant covalent structure with high melting point. So either choice C is correct or D is correct. And in this case, C will be the right answer because the melting point is high for choice C. D is incorrect. Let's move to next MCQ. Which row describes the structure of a solid metal and explains the property? Structure of solid metal, and then we have property of solid metal. Now, structure of solid metal. In choice A, they are saying lattice of negative ions in a sea of electrons. Now, we are having lattice of positive ions in a sea of electrons. So, read all the statements for structure of solid metal. So, obviously, either A, both A and B is incorrect. Either C is correct or D is correct. I am reading the property of solid metals. In choice C, they are saying conducts electricity because the ions are free to move. No, it's due to free electrons, not free ions. So C is incorrect. D will be the right answer in this case. Number 9, what is the formula of potassium oxide? We look at the position of potassium. Here we have potassium. It's in group 1, so valency of potassium is +1. What about oxygen? Oxygen in group 6, the valency of oxygen is -2. Ignore the charges. Now these are the subscripts. These subscripts will be exchanged. We will get K2O. So K2O will be the formula for potassium oxide. So D will be the right answer for this MCQ. Number 10. A dilute aqueous solution of sodium bromide is electrolyzed using inert electrodes. Which row identifies the product at the cathode and at the anode? Now we have dilute solution of sodium bromide. Sodium is one of the reactive metal, and reactive metal never discharge in the electrolysis. So at cathode, we will get hydrogen gas, and as the concentration is low, so we won't get bromine, we will get oxygen gas at anode. So C will be the right answer for this MCQ. MCQ number 11, aluminium is extracted by electrolysis as shown. You see graphite anode, you have steel case, you have graphite cathode, you have aluminium oxide dissolved in molten cryolite, and then we are getting molten aluminium. Which row shows the ionic half equations at the cathode and at the anode? Now, during the electrolysis of aluminium at cathode, there is reduction of aluminium plus 3 ions. So we have this equation, Al3 plus gives 3 electrons, plus 3 electrons gives aluminium, and at anode, oxide ion, that is O2 minus, loses electrons producing oxygen gas. Let's balance the equation. We'll get 4 electrons. So it's easy to decide. C will be the right answer for this question. Number 12, the reaction pathway diagram for an exothermic reaction is shown. On x-axis, we have progress of reaction. On y-axis, there's energy. Which row identifies labels 1, 2, 3, and 4? In 1, we have reactants. And at 4, we must have product. During the exothermic reaction, product will be at the low energy state than the reactants. What about 3? 3 is the activation energy. And activation and energy is represented by EA. 2 is enthalpy change. Enthalpy change. And it is represented by delta H. You can easily choose the correct answer. In this case, choice A will be the right answer for MCQ number 12. Number 13, the equation for the complete combustion of ethene is shown. Here's the equation. This is ethene plus 3O2 gives 2CO2 plus 2H2O. Some bond energies are listed. This is the list for the bond and bond energy in kilojoule per mole. What is the overall energy change when 1 mole of ethene is completely burned? Now the equation for the overall energy change is energy needed to break bond minus energy released in bond making. So for this, you need to draw the displaced formula for each. Ethene, so we have C double bond C and 4 hydrogen atoms plus 3O2. 3O2 means there are 3 moles of oxygen. 1, 2, 3. Gives product. We have 2 moles of carbon dioxide. C double bond O, double bond O, O double bond C double bond O. Plus we have 2 moles of water. So H, OH, H, OH. Now we have 1 CH bond. So 612 plus we have 4 CH bond. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we will multiply 4 by 412. Plus we have 3 O double bond O. So we will multiply 3 by 496. So if you will multiply 4 by 412, you will get 1648. And if you will multiply 3 by 496, you will get 1488. Now coming back to the product side, we have 4 CO bonds, C double bond of 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 multiplied by 743. Plus, we have 4 OH bond, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 will be multiplied by 463. So if you will multiply 4 by 743, you'll get 2972. Multiply 4 by 463, we'll get 1852. Now adding up the values on the reactant side, 612 plus 1648 plus 1488 gives 3748 minus 2972 plus 1852. We will get 4824. The final answer 3748 minus 4824 minus 1076. So choice B will be the right answer for this question. Number 14, magnesium reacts with hydrochloric acid to form magnesium chloride and hydrogen. Why does magnesium powder react faster than magnesium ribbon? A, the magnesium atoms in the powder have a lower activation energy. This is incorrect. B, the powder has a smaller surface area. This is also incorrect. C, the magnesium atoms in the powder have more frequent collisions with acid particles. This must be the right answer, because here you are having more particles get exposed, so they will have more frequent collisions with acid particles. For your convenience, I am reading the last statement. The magnesium atoms in the powder have greater kinetic energy. This is incorrect. The reason is that the particles can't have greater kinetic energy if it's in the powder form, because you have not provided any temperature or heat. So this is also incorrect. A, B, and D is incorrect. C will be the right answer for this question. Number 15. Which row shows the conditions used in the contact process? This is something you have to learn by heart. You know the catalyst used in the contact process is vanadium 5 oxide. So either C is correct or D is correct. Both A and B is incorrect. For the pressure, you know the pressure is 2 atm and the temperature is 450. So C will be the right answer for this question. Number 16. A student heats hydrated copper 2 sulfate, the blue crystals change to a white powder. How can the student reverse this reaction? Add anhydrous copper 2 sulfate to the white powder. This is incorrect. So if you want to get hydrated copper 2 sulfate, you will have to simply add water to this. So in this case, B will be the right answer. For your convenience, I'm reading the other statements. Cool the white powder. This is incorrect. Reheat the white powder. This is also incorrect. 17. Which reaction of hydrochloric acid is a redox reaction? Now look at this reaction. Here we have 4 reactions. One of the choice is correct. And you should know the oxidation numbers on each side. If you know the change in the oxidation number, then you can easily predict that whether it's a redox reaction or not. In MgCO3, you know the charge on CO3, the overall charge on CO3 ion is -2, and for magnesium, it must be +2. What about HCl? H must have +1 as it is attached to the electronegative element, which is Cl, so Cl must have -1. On the product side, there is no change in the oxidation number because magnesium is retaining its oxidation number +2. Chlorine, it's -1. In water, H2O, again hydrogen is attached to more electronegative element, so it's having +1, and oxygen having -2. If you look at the position of oxygen, it must have -2. Here's the oxygen in the periodic table. Now what about CO2? In CO2, carbon, the charge on oxygen is -2. Carbon is less electronegative than oxygen. Let's work out the charge on carbon if you want. So if you'll take X for carbon, how many atoms of oxygen? We have 2 atoms of oxygen, -2, and overall there's 0 charge. So X -4 is equal to 0, or X is equal to +4. So carbon is carrying +4 here. In the carbonate ion, if you'll work on the charge of carbon, so we have +2 for the magnesium. For carbon, we have plus X, and 3 oxygen atoms plus 3 multiplied by -2. Overall 0, we have +2 plus X -6 is equal to 0, or X is equal to +4. So there is no change in the oxidation number or state of any elements in this reaction. So A is the incorrect answer. For choice B, magnesium is carrying +2 charge. It is attached to OH. OH carries -1 charge. And in case of OH, H must be carrying +1 as it is attached to negative oxygen. Oxygen in group 6 must be carrying -2. What about HCl? As I have already discussed, HCl in H must carry +1, chlorine -1. On the product side, magnesium must be carrying +2 as it is in group 2, and chlorine, it's in group 7. Here's chlorine, group 7. So it must be -1. H2O, I've already discussed in the top equation, +1, -2. So you can see clearly there's no change in the oxidation number. So B is also incorrect. What about C? Magnesium carry +2, oxygen -2, HCl +1, -1, MgCl2 +2, -1, H2O +1, -2. Again, no change. So only choice D will be the right answer in this case. This is the only one left. For your convenience, I'm showing you the change in oxidation number. On the reactant side, you can't see any charge on the magnesium, so it must be 0. But on the product side, magnesium must be carrying +2. I've already explained you why it's carrying +2. So there's a +2, and chlorine -1. There's a change in oxidation number for the magnesium. What about HCl? In HCl, hydrogen is carrying +1, Cl is carrying -1. On the product side, H2 is carrying 0. So there's a change in oxidation number for hydrogen also. That is +1 to 0. +1 to 0 means decrease in oxidation number. So it is reduction. And what about magnesium? It's changing from, this is for H2. In MgCl2, the oxidation number is changing for magnesium only. 0 to +2, which means increase in oxidation number. And it must be oxidation. So choice D will be the right answer in this case. Number 18, which oxide is amphoteric? This is very easy. A must be the right answer. Al2O3 is amphoteric. CaO is basic. So this is incorrect. C, again basic oxide. It's also incorrect. D, this is acidic oxide. So this is also incorrect. Question number 19. 4 statements about strong acids are listed. Number 1, they react with carbonates to form carbon dioxide. This is correct. Number 2, they completely dissociate in aqueous solution. This is also correct. 3, they react with ammonium salt to form ammonia. This is incorrect. Acid does not react with ammonium salts. Number 4, they are proton acceptors. This is also incorrect because acids are proton donors, not acceptors. Which statements are correct? So 1 and 2 is correct. So A will be the right answer for this question. Number 20, which reaction mixture will produce a precipitate? A, aqueous Na2CO3 and aqueous CuSO4. If you react these two, we will get this Na2CO3 plus CuSO4. We'll get CuCO3 plus Na2SO4. Now in this equation, copper 2 carbonate produced is insoluble because we know that all carbonates are insoluble. Except sodium, potassium, and ammonium. So this looks correct to me because in this equation, CuCO3 is the precipitate form. What about B? Dilute H2SO4 and aqueous NaOH. If you react these two, we will get sodium sulfate and water. Sodium sulfate is soluble. This is the equation. H2SO4 plus NaOH, Na2SO4 plus H2O. So this can't be the right answer because sodium sulfate produced in this equation is soluble. C, dilute HNO3 and solid MgO. This reaction needs concentrated nitric acid. So we won't get this reaction happens. Otherwise, even if this reaction is happening, we will get the soluble nitrate of magnesium. So this is also incorrect. What about D? Solid CuO and dilute H2SO4. This is not possible. The reason is that solid CuO reacts with either concentrated H2SO4 or warm H2SO4. So choice A will be the right answer in this case. Next question, 21. Which set of elements shows the change from metallic to non-metallic character across a period of the periodic table? A, beryllium, magnesium, calcium. This is wrong because all these three are metals. We don't see any non-metals in this. B, fluorine, bromine, iodine. This is also wrong. All of these are non-metals. C, oxygen, boron, lithium. This is also incorrect. Oxygen is a non-metal. Lithium is a metal. So we can't see metallic to non-metallic character. D must be the right answer. Sodium, silicon, chlorine. As you can see, sodium is a metal here and chlorine is a non-metal. Silicon is between metal and non-metal, just usually known as metalloid. So D will be the right answer for this question. 22. A sample of ethanoic acid and a sample of hydrochloric acid have the same concentration. How do the hydrogen ion concentration and the pH of ethanoic acid compare to those of hydrochloric acid? Ethanoic acid is a weak acid and hydrochloric acid is a strong acid. So ethanoic acid must have lower hydrogen ion concentration and higher pH. So in this case, C must be the right answer. Other choices are incorrect. What is a typical property of transition element? A, can act as catalyst. This is correct. B, poor electrical conductivity. This is wrong. Low melting point. This is also wrong. Low density. This is also correct. Incorrect. So A will be the right answer for MCQ number 23. 24. Which statement about copper to aluminium is correct? A, aluminium is more dense than copper. If you look at the position of aluminium and copper, aluminium, here it is aluminium and here it is copper. And the nucleon number of mass of aluminium is 27 while copper is 64, which means copper is heavier than aluminium. Heavier or more dense than aluminium. So this must be the wrong answer. B, aluminium is less reactive than copper. This is also incorrect. If you look at the position of aluminium in the reactivity series, aluminium is more reactive than copper, which means it is above Cu in the reactivity series. This is incorrect. C, copper has high ductility. This looks correct to me because copper is used in electrical wires due to its high ductility. Ductile means to be converted into wires. So I'm reading the last statement for your convenience. D, copper has poor electrical conductivity. This is incorrect. So C will be the right answer for MCQ number 24. Let's move to next MCQ. Water from a reservoir flows to the water works where purification process 1 takes place, followed by process 2. What are processes 1 and 2? Now, in process 1, you can see there is chlorination, filtration, fractional distillation, and filtration. Now, in choice A, for after process 1, they are doing filtration, which is incorrect. You can carry out chlorination after filtration because filtration involves removal of insoluble solid. So this can't be the right answer, A. Instead, B will be the right answer because first they are doing filtration, then they are carrying out chlorination. So B must be the right answer. For your convenience, I am reading the other choices. Choice C, fractional distillation, then they are doing filtration. This is incorrect. The reason is that fractional distillation gives pure water, so no need to carry out filtration. So this choice is incorrect. D, filtration then fractional distillation. Now if we have carried out filtration, no need for fractional distillation. So this is also incorrect. So choice B will be the right answer for MCQ number 25. 26. Calcium reacts with cold water to produce hydrogen. Lead reacts slowly when heated in air to form an oxide but has almost no reaction with steam. Silver does not react with either air or water. Zinc reacts with when heated with steam to produce hydrogen. What is the order of reactivity starting with the least reactive? Now, if you look at these four statements, silver must be the least reactive one. So I will write silver. So either C is correct or D is correct. Neither A is correct nor B. What about next element? It must be lead because it's reacting slowly when heated in air to form an oxide. And it's not having any reaction with steam. So we must have a lead. And for the next element, zinc, we have to place zinc because it is heated to get reacted with steam. On the other hand, calcium straight away reacts with cold water. So this will be the final lineup. So choice C will be the right answer in this MCQ. Let's move to next MCQ. Number 27, blocks of magnesium are attached to the bottom of a steel boat to prevent rusting. Which equation describes a change that prevents the steel from rusting? So we have placed the blocks of magnesium. This is used in case of sacrificial protection. So magnesium will oxidize in preference to steel, and we must have this reaction taking place. Mg gives Mg2 plus 2 electrons. So only choice D will be the right answer in this case. Other choices are incorrect. In choice 1, they are showing the oxidation of iron, which will not happen. In choice B, they are showing the reaction of iron 3 oxide with magnesium, producing iron and magnesium oxide, which is not the case. C, magnesium is getting reduced while iron is getting oxidized. So only choice D will be the right answer. 28. Which statements about the extraction of iron in a blast furnace are correct? Number 1, the temperature inside the blast furnace is increased by burning carbon. This is correct. Number 2, iron 3 oxide is reduced to iron by carbon monoxide. This is also correct. Carbon monoxide is the main reducing agent. It reduces the iron 3 oxide to iron. Number 3, thermal decomposition of calcium carbonate forms slag. This is incorrect because thermal decomposition of calcium carbonate produces calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Number 4, slag reacts with acidic impurities. This is also incorrect. The reason is that slag is the product we are getting when calcium oxide reacts with the acidic impurities. So 1 and 2 is correct. Choice A must be the right answer in this case. Number 29. Which statements about water are correct? Number 1, tap water has fewer impurities than distilled water. This is incorrect. Number 2, tap water turn anhydrous cobalt to chloride pink. This is a correct statement. Number 3, the domestic water supply is treated with carbon to kill microbes. This is incorrect because carbon is used to improve taste and odor. Number 4, phosphate from fertilizers can cause deoxygenation of water. This is also correct. So 2 and 4 is correct. C must be the right answer for this question. 30. Oxides of nitrogen form in car engines and are removed by catalytic converters. Which equation represents a reaction that occurs in a catalytic converter? Now, in catalytic converter, oxide of nitrogen, which is NO, is reacted with poisonous gas, just carbon monoxide, and the products will be nitrogen gas and carbon dioxide. So, choice B must be the right answer in this case. For your convenience, I am reading the other choices. In A, CO is reacted with NO2 to produce NO and CO2. This is incorrect because we will not get NO from NO2. NO is treated, NO2 is not treated. Choice C, CO2 plus NO gives NO2 plus CO. This is also incorrect because, first of all, CO2 is not reacted with NO and CO is not produced because CO is already a poisonous gas. We want to remove these poisonous gases also from the air or from car exhaust. D, CO2 plus 2NO2 gives N2 plus 3O2 plus C. This is also incorrect. We are not getting oxygen and unburned carbon in this case. Number 31, an alkene is represented by the formula CH3CH double bond CH2. Which name is given to this type of formula? This is very easy. It's known as structural or condensed. Structural or condensed formula. So choice D must be the right answer in this case. Other choices are incorrect. 31. What is the structure of propanoic acid? Propanoic acid must be having 3 carbons and carboxyl group, which is COOH. So the final structure must be having 3 carbons in all. So choice A seems to be correct to me because we have 3 carbon, 1, 2, and 3. The functional group is there. This is carboxylic group. B, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. This is incorrect. The reason is that it's butanoic acid. It's not propanoic acid. Number C, 1, 2, 3. Oops, here we have OH. This is incorrect. This is not acid. This is alcohol. This is propanol. So choice C is also incorrect. What about D? 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, we are having OH group, and this is also alcohol. And in this case, it is butanol. So only choice A will be the right answer for number 32. 33, butane reacts with chlorine in the presence of ultraviolet radiation. What is the equation for this reaction? Butane is alkane, and the formula for butane is C4H10. When it's reacted with chlorine in the presence of ultraviolet light, one hydrogen will be replaced by one chlorine. We will get C4H9Cl plus HCl. So choice B will be the right answer in this case. Other choices are incorrect. For your convenience, I am reading it. C4H10 plus Cl2 gives C4H8 Cl2 plus H2. This is incorrect. C, C4H10 plus Cl2 gives 2C2H5Cl plus H2. This is also incorrect. D, C4H10 plus Cl2 gives C2H4 plus C2H5Cl plus HCl. This is also incorrect. So choice B will be the right answer for this MCQ. Number 34, a hydrocarbon P is cracked to make compound Q and hydrogen. So a hydrocarbon which is cracked must be alkane. And after cracking, we are getting compound Q. It must be alkene. Compound R is formed by the addition polymerization of compound Q. To which homologous series do P, Q, and R belong? So R must also be one of the member of alkane because it's carrying only carbon-carbon single bond. That's why we will consider R as an alkane. And as I have told you that Q is alkene. So in this case, B must be the right answer. Because in B, they are saying Q alkene, which is correct, and P and R is considered as alkane. This is the only right choice. Other choices are incorrect. Okay, number 35. Which substances are structural isomers? So for this reason, what I will do, I will simply write down the molecular formula of each. A, it's butene and propene. I'm not writing the molecular formula for this one. This can't be the isomer. The reason is that both of these have different number of carbon atoms in them. So A can't be the right answer. B, ethyl ethanoate and butanoic acid. Ethyl ethanoate is this. This is ethyl ethanoate. Ethyl C2H5 and ethanoate. So it must be CO2, CH3CO2. In the molecular formula for this one, we have how many carbon? 4 carbon, C4H. 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 O2. Okay, what about butanoic acid? Butanoic acid is this: 1 CH3, 2 CH2, 3 CH2, and CO2H. The molecular formula will be C1234 4 H 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 O2. So this looks correct to me because both of these are having same molecular formula. So they must be structural isomers. They are having different structures. One is ester, other is carboxylic acid. C, methyl methanoate and ethanol. Now methyl methanoate, this is methyl methanoate HCOT, methyl methanoate, CH3. If you write the molecular formula of this one, how many carbon? 2 carbon, 4 hydrogen, and 2 oxygen. And ethanol is C2 H5OH. This is an alcohol. We have C2H6O. This can't be having same molecular formula. So this is incorrect. Last one, propane-1-ol and butane-1-ol. I'm not going to write the molecular formula for these because both of these have different number of carbon atoms. So B will be the right answer for this question. Number 36. Ethanol is produced by the number 1, the catalytic addition of steam to ethene. Number 2, fermentation. Which statement is correct? A, both processes use similar amounts of energy. This is wrong. In both the process, the amount of energy is different because in catalytic addition of steam, high temperature is needed. In fermentation, we don't need high temperature. Low temperature is enough. Like it's between 18 to 28 degrees centigrade. B, both processes use a catalyst. This seems correct to me because in both the processes, catalyst is used. In number 1, H3PO4 or phosphoric acid is used. In fermentation, zymase enzyme is used, which is a biological catalyst. So both of these are catalysts. Number C, process 1 uses a temperature of 25 to 35 degrees centigrade. This is incorrect. Process 1 does not need this low temperature. It needs high temperature than this one. Process 2 uses a pressure of 60 atm. Process 2 does not require any pressure for this. There isn't any special pressure requirement for this reaction. So this is also incorrect. B will be the right answer for this question. Number 37. The two monomers shown can be used to form a condensation polymer. Which small molecule is released during this reaction? If you look at the groups present in the end, so we have here COOH, where we also are having COOH. Here we are having NH2. Here we also having NH2. Now what is released? From each NH2 will get hydrogen. And from each carboxyl group, we will get OH. So there must be a release of 2 moles of water molecule. So A must be the right answer for this question. 38. Dilute hydrochloric acid is titrated into a conical flask containing sodium hydroxide solution and a few drops of methyl orange indicator. Which piece of apparatus is used to add hydrochloric acid? Beer is used to transfer acid into a conical flask containing sodium hydroxide. So B will be the right answer in this question. Number 39, the chromatogram obtained from a chromatography experiment on substance S is shown. This is substance S. It's a baseline and this is solvent front. What is the RF value of S? Now, in order to get the RF value, distance traveled by S, must be divided by distance traveled by the solvent to solvent. So distance traveled by S is 6. And distance traveled by the solvent must be 6 plus 4.7. So it becomes 6 divided by 10.7. So if you'll divide 6 by 6, 10.7, we will get 0.56. So C must be the right answer for this question. Number 40, element X burns in air to form an acidic gas that decolorizes potassium magnate 7. What is X? A, it will definitely react to form an acidic oxide, acidic gas, but it does not decolorizes potassium magnate. Nitrogen, it will also produce acidic gas. First, it will produce neutral gas. Later on, it will produce acidic gas. But it also does not decolorizes Potassium magnate 7. What about magnesium? Magnesium burns in air to form basic oxide. It's not gas, it's a basic oxide. It's a solid, not gas. In the end, we have sulfur. Sulfur oxidizes to give acidic gas and it will decolorize. Potassium magnate 7. So these choices are incorrect. Only choice D will be the right answer in this case. Thanks for watching. Press like and share my videos. For more videos, subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon.